Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Tucker and Morris holding the forward spots. Booker out there at Bledsoe. And it's Chandler in at the 5 spot. Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a 3-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
Here's Bledsoe following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Johnson at the elbow. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest. Suns trail by 9. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Lionel Hollins and I had a chance to talk just for a bit. He told me that he's looking forward to this matchup. Their first look at this team so far this season. He said they'll look to play up defensively. As usual, their length and shot blocking a great deterrent inside. Kevin?
Thank you very much, Doris. So it's mainly about defense for them early on.
And it won't just be early. I mean, it'll be about D all game long.
Yeah, and he made that point very clearly and emphatically to Doris and his players. I think we're going to see an intense defensive performance today.
Now here's Freak. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Toronto. 6 on the shot clock. Bledsoe passes to Freak. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
All right, now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court. Go, next dancer!
Here now, the league's highest scoring teams the past 10 games. What a stretch it has been for these guys. The Suns 5th.
Well, this is only a trend over. Over a few games out of a very...
So for the Nets. Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for Lopez. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Johnson. And Ellington is subbed in for Bogdanovich. Brandon Knight, he's checked in for Phoenix. Now here is Jack. He's coming off a 22-point game against Detroit.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Phoenix making some changes. John Lure comes in for Markieff Morris. And Warren subbed in for P.J. Tucker. And Jack kicks to Bargnani. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's the screen. Back to Bargnani. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Alex Len picks one up. Injuries have certainly taken their toll on Bargnani, culminating in disaster last season. Greg shooting up for only 29 games, the fewest ever in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he had a series of leg injuries, the hammy, the calf. Really unfortunate part about it is that he has so much talent, but yet really to develop that on the floor because of all the issues.
Now here's Freak. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. That's good.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside. And in thinking about Bargnani's impact, he's a guy who can generate points from every spot on the floor. Three-point range, converts at the rim. He's about 7 feet tall, 250 pounds, and shoots free throws like a guard.
Knight against Jack. He feeds it to Bargnani. Lays it up and banks it in. Bargnani's got 5 now. Knight with it. Now Jack defending. Len with a screen on Jack. Knight into the lane. It's stolen by Jack. Here's Robinson. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
And talking about Bargnani last season, he was actually generating efficient numbers when he was healthy. I mean, way up in field goal percentage, three-point percentage. I would love to see him remain healthy and have a chance to quiet the doubters.
Here's Jack following the basket by Freak. Outside Jack. From 10 feet out, it's blocked.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg. Boy, really nice job to take what the defense was giving them there.
Outside Robinson. They double him with Freak. Three-pointer Ellington. Len grabs the board. Suns trail by 3. Some firepower, Clark, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
So it's Brooklyn now after the Suns pick up 2. Bargnani with the ball. Now defended by Warren. Ellington dishes to Robinson. Shot clock at 5. Jack for 3. And that one's good. Jack's got 5 now.
Kevin, he didn't hesitate that time. The D gave him a step, and he just pulled up and drained the 3.
Right now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court your next dancers.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Jack. He's been a factor for them over the last month. He's putting up about 14 points a night, 8 assists, and 3 rebounds. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
And guys, they're finally getting the consistency they wanted to see from him. Look for that to continue.
Now here's Freak. 7 points in the game. Jack with it. Now defended by Warren. And that's good from Bargnani on the assist from Jack. Bargnani's got 7 points in the game.
Boy, I love the great assist that time by Jack.
They set the pick. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Oh, an illegal screen there, one of the toughest calls for an official to make.
And it is one of the toughest calls, but most of the time they do a good job with it, and you have to appreciate how officials get that one right more times than not.
Here's Ellington. It's hauled in by Warren.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far. You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
You're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
This touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Knight passes to Freak. Can't hit, so Brooklyn will take it the other way. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Proficient in that game at the offensive end of the floor. I mean, their passing was dynamic and their shot selection was superb.
You do those two things hand in hand, Greg, you know the result. You move the ball like they did and take smart, good shots, you're coming away with a lot of wins.
That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Now here is Jack. 5 points in the game. Kicks it to Ellington. He dishes it to Bargnani. They double him with Freak. Wide open. The shot's good from Ellington.
You know, looking around, he knew one of his teammates was going to be open when they hit him with that double team, and he took advantage.
23 seconds left to play here in the first. Knight kicks to Freak. Dishes it to Len. Now here's Freak. He's tightly guarded. Pass to Knight. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Knight's got his first points in this one.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player.
It was definitely hard.
Now with more and more freshmen, Clark takes a new group in for the Nets. Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And Ellington is subbed in for Jarrett Jack. They've got Bargnani. Wayne Ellington is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Thomas Robinson, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the small forward position. So that's the Nets 5. Now here's Ellington, following the miss by Freak. Feeds it to Ellington, over to the wing. 11 feet away, a tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Bogdanovich has got 7 points in the game.
I like the way they're working the ball inside because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots and typically good things happen.
Len, that's good. The assist that time from Knight.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
Brooklyn leading by 3. Ellington with it. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Takes it up with both hands and grips it down.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
The Nets have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Now, here's Warren. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Bogdanovich. Passes it to Ellington. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Stolen by Warren. To the inside. To the wing on the left. The dish now to Lure. There's the feed to Freak. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Let's look at some numbers for Freak. 9 points and also a block shot. Boy, he's been a big contributor in this one.
And it isn't something that they get from him every game, but I tell you what, they got to be loving it today.
And both free throws good from Freak.
And guys, with the Suns last year, you know, it wasn't a full return to that 7 seconds or less era, but it was pretty close. And the Suns were right at the top in terms of pace of play. And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Knight dishes to Freak. Len passes to Knight. Len sets a screen for Knight. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Well, as our listeners and our viewers know, we love analytics, and pace is how many possessions you see during an average game. The Suns were close, Clark, to 100.
Yeah, only the Rockets and Warriors played at a higher pace than the Suns did, Kevin. And pushing the pace is really when they were most effective.
A shot by Ellington, no good.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Pass to Knight for 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. This game against Phoenix here, it's the first look at the Suns.
And they had some trouble with this group a year ago. And it's a bit of a head-scratcher as to why, given the way both teams ended the year.
Well, if you only looked at talent alone, you would have thought they would have avoided a sweep, but that wasn't the case, was it? He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And he jams it with authority.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
14 feet away. Freak. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and, Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Here's Bargnani, scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Now, here is Knight. A 14-point game for him in the win against Toronto.
And a gigantic game for him at the free throw line. He was an instigator, drawing a ton of contact and really just hunting for the whistle.
Net shooting 47% in the second quarter. Here's Bogdanovich. He's guarded by Knight. Teardrop shot. Here's Ellington. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Jarrett Jack is checked in for Bogdanovich.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free, and they've done exactly that, made them pay.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Nets with the lead.
I'd like to see them use a little clock here.
I agree with you. Milk the clock with this possession. That's what they've got to be doing.
And here is Jack. He's got 5. He kicks it to Bargnani. 3 seconds left. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Alex Len picks one up, and he makes the first. And so it's a...
Well, the offense has obviously been a struggle. What do you think you can do better to make up ground on them?
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Phoenix making some changes. Len's checked in for Chandler. And Freak subbed in for P.J. Tucker. And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. Marquise Morris and Alex Leonard the bigs. Freak is out there with Bledsoe. And it's Booker in at the 3.
Well, you know, the Nets were able to sneak into the playoffs as the 8th seed last year. Had some good wins against the Western Conference, and that really was a big boost for them getting to the postseason.
Nets were just under 500 against the Western Conference last season. In the East, that is a very respectable mark.
Yeah, I mean, how about they were actually better against the West than the East a season ago. Their win percentage against the Western teams was narrowly better than games against the East.
Young, a screen on Bledsoe. And Jack, here we go. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
And guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity. One of the purest sharpshooters in the draft, has a lightning quick release on his jump shot.
Bledsoe kicks to Freak. And the pass to Bledsoe. Suns moving the ball around. And the basket good. 19 points for Freak.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Jack against Bledsoe. Launches it. Bogdanovich, no luck. And with Booker, you know, who is a Kentucky guy, he's a sharpshooter, Greg. You're talking about that. His dad actually played at the University of Missouri. He was a pretty good shooter, Clark. This Booker has a pretty good friend to work with, and I think that's going to serve him well in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like his size. I like his stroke. I like his toughness. I think he's going to be better defensively than people think. He's got a lot of good stuff in his game already.
And last season, the Nets made sure nobody went off against them. They would lose games, but they did a great job of limiting an opposing star from taking over.
And Jack kicks to Bogdanovich. And it's off from three-point range. The Suns have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Freak dishes to Land. To the middle. Here's Freak. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half has been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
Well, as you mentioned with the Nets, they limited takeover games, set an NBA record, in fact, Clark, by allowing the fewest 30-point scores against them.
Yeah, you know, only Harden and Lillard were able to get 30 points against the Nets. As you said, the first team to allow so few in a complete NBA season. Going back to '99, the strike-shortened season, the Knicks did it as well.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Morris passes to Freak. Brooklyn with the rebound. Lopez has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Bogdanovich. Here's Johnson. Right through the D for the layup. Johnson's got the game tied up here for the Nets.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
And Booker kicks to Freak from 15 feet away. And the dunk by Land.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
All right, now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court your next dancer.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Jeff Hornacek as he addressed his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Freak. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris. Lure dishes to Freak. That's a miss. His 5th, 8 made field goals. Brooklyn's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. A shot by Ellington, no good. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Knight's running. And it's Freak missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Bargnani with the ball. Lures there. The shot's good from Ellington. For Phoenix, they've gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Stolen by Bargnani. And the foul called on Freak. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for T.J. Warren. Down low, Hollis Jefferson.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Phoenix has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Poke loose. And Jack kicks to Robinson. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Now it's a 4-point Brooklyn lead. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Brooklyn.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they've defended the rim, as they've challenged every shot and also gotten quite a few blocks as well.
Shot clock at 6. Ellington the pass to Bargnani. That one a little long. The Suns have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Morris with a screen on Jack. Here's Knight. He feeds it to Morris.
And checking out some stats for Morris. A strong stretch of play the last 10 games, averaging about 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And fellas, I would say he's been overachieving a little bit lately. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things for the future.
There's a screen by Robinson to the left wing. Shoots from 14, and it's Freak with the rebound. Freak's got his 4th rebound in this one. Tucker with the ball. Robinson picks him up. Freak kicks to Knight. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And guys, looking at Jarrett Jack.
So it's the Suns taking the W in a close one. This